Dr. Burnett earlier, who's co-author of a book, and it says, Pieces Never Missing with Dwayne E. Meeks. Now, the second presenter will be Stanice Anderson. It says, I say a prayer for me. Stanice is an inspiring speaker and performing artist that overcame heroin addiction, abusive relationships, and low self-esteem. She's also author of the 12-Step Program, a resource guide, contributing author to Sister Faith, Real Stories of Pain, Truth, and Triumph. She's received rave reviews from her speaking tours around. All right, let's see. We also have Stanice. Stanice?
Yes.
That was a sound check. We just raised your hand.
Oh, okay.
Next we have Ava Mebane. Ava. That's so important. Keep names straight. She was born and raised in Washington, D.C. and currently teaches at Marilyn Sephocle Academy, PCS in Washington, D.C. She was inspired to write a first children's book from her students. She realized that even children suffer from challenges related to how they were created. And the name of your book is?
Amorette.
Amorette. Thus, Amorette was born. She produced, acted, written, and directed a short video named Junior Learns to Read. She's also acted in a movie which debuted early in the year titled I Don't. She's currently working on a sequel for her first film. All right. Eric. All right. I see Eric a lot. Good guy. Eric Twiggs, the discipline of now. The practical guide, the practical principles of overcoming procrastination. Oh, that's that word, procrastination. Yeah. Eric is an award-winning speaker who has delivered training and motivational speeches helping businesses succeed across the country. He has over 23 years of experience in the business field. He started, like a lot of us, in the automotive arena. He rose to the top producing service advisor of the store, supervising over 35 employees, responsible for over $3.5 million in annual revenue. He currently works with business owners across the nation and Canada as a management consultant, coach, and certified guerrilla marketing coach. Now, someone has to ask him about that, because I'm not sure what that is. We'll find out exactly what that is. You know, and Eric, of course, Eric holds a Bachelor of Science degree in marketing from Hampton University, otherwise known as Bill Harvey University. I tease Dr. Harvey about that all the time. And of course, he's a member of, I can't hear you.
Omega Psi Phi.
You know it. She was joking about that earlier, about all the people she was South Carolina State that all belong to Omega. A very distinguished state indeed. Let's see. Now, who am I missing? Dr. Washington. I like Dr. Washington. Dr. Washington and the judge, very accomplished individuals. They have 5-page documents. No, Dr. Washington has written a book, Driven to Succeed, an inspirational memoir. Now, I read through this, and what I found most interesting, and I'm going to skip around a little bit, is, of course, she's received numerous awards and flags and proclamations for her work with Aunt Hattie's Place Coppin State University Foster Children Community Service. They include the 2013 Outstanding Service to Youth by the Montgomery County Commission on Youth and Families. And also, good afternoon.
Hello.
I am very happy to be here. And before I start, let me just say that this library is the library I used to go to as a child. So I grew up in this library, so I thought it was funny that I did write a children's book, and this is where I got all my children's books. My mother would bring us to the library at least once a week. My mother was a very avid reader. She would read 3 to 4 thick books a week. So she made sure that we were in the library getting books. So I just wanted to share that information, that yeah, this was the library I grew up in. I now live in DC. A couple years ago, I was teaching at a summer camp. And one thing I used to do was, I used to tell scary stories. The kids, every day, please tell us a scary story. And I would make these up from the top of my head. And I'm like, I don't know how to do this, but I would do it, and they loved them. So one day, a child was like, Miss Mebane, you should write a book. Now, writing a book had never crossed my mind, ever. But then every day after I would tell these stories, more kids would say, you should write a book. But I said, if I wrote a book, my contribution to the world would be a positive book. I'm not going to write a scary book. There's too many scary, negative things going on in the world. And my name's not going to be on a book. So if I wrote a book, it'd be a story of love. So I was like, what kind of book could I write? So what I was noticing, which I did not know, like I said in my bio, I realized that children have challenges. I didn't really start having challenges probably to my teenage years with like image, but now, I mean, it's younger and younger now, and it hurt my feelings. They would cry, they'd be teased, bullied, and I would have discussions with them telling them how wonderfully made they were. They were created purposely and purposeful to be, this is you. You have to love and embrace who you are, the way that you are. So, Amorette was born. Amorette, purple's my favorite color. Hearts are my favorite shapes. So I said, I'm gonna do, and I love ladybugs. So I did a purple heart-shaped ladybug with yellow spots. And so Amorette means little love in French. So Amorette's journey, how she was teased, the ladybug community did not accept her because, oh my God, you don't look like us. You're not orange, red with black spots. You're totally different looking, and you're shaped like a heart. Amorette was born to 2 older parents. They were in their 60s. So it's my book. I can write what I want. I can exaggerate. I can do it. So that's where my imagination took me. So they had a doctor that flew in, Dr. Featherstone. And Dr. Featherstone said, you're pregnant. And they just couldn't believe it. Earl and Edith could not believe that at 67 years old, they were having a baby. And Edith always wanted a baby, but she never could have one, and they could never say why she couldn't get pregnant. So this day, Edith had a baby, and they were so excited. But the doctor said, well, there's some obvious things wrong with Amorette. She's never going to fly. She's going to be looked at as abnormal. She's going to get teased wherever she goes. But Edith always had great faith. And she loved her baby, she accepted her baby, and she said, this is the baby I was given, and this is the baby that I'm gonna love. So Amorette, like I said, was teased not only by little ladybugs, young ladybugs, but parent ladybugs, teachers. They also looked at her that way. And that's a reality that a lot of our children do face in the classrooms today. Teachers, parents, and other adults, they make fun of young people too. So you have that. So I can see how the little children are having challenges. Because not only your peers, but adults too, which is ridiculous. So the book is just about Amorette's journey of not quite accepting who she was. But again, she had two parents that accepted her. They showered her with love. And unfortunately, in the book, the parents, they do pass away. And so Amorette had to move in with another family member who she didn't spend much time around. And her aunt and uncle had two or three kids, sorry. And they were like, why does she have to stay with us? Oh gosh, just all this. And so Amorette overheard all of that, and she said she was gonna run away. So Amorette runs away, and she says, I'm gonna go to the spiders community. They'll eat me, and they'll put me out of my misery. People have told me that, like, ooh, that might be too much. But honestly, kids are talking about suicide, unfortunately, younger and younger. So I made it nice as you could make it. It's not graphic and gory. But as she's on her way to go to the spiders community, she meets a beautiful bird with one wing. And he's singing, and he's just telling her, oh my gosh, you're so beautiful. He's encouraging her, and she felt uplifted. And so her journey with this, the bird, by the time she finishes with him, she flies back home. Now the doctor told her she would never fly. She ends up flying, and she's built some confidence. So by the end of the book, Amorette is fully confident in who she is. And one lesson that I teach my kids, not my kids, but students, once you start to love and respect and accept yourself, I don't care what you look like, what you sound like, people will start respecting you as well. So by the end of the book, Amorette's A-OK, people start loving and respecting her. And it ends to where I would need to write a sequel. I actually wanted to write 5 books of Amorette. So I am in the process of writing book number 2. So pray for me and that I can stay on track and it is a successful book. So thank you.